Sinibingelele sinamukele bakwethu la namhlanje na ke Hlathuze Municipality njengoba nibona ke la kuma controls sobe sinichazele ngompela ukuthi kuthiwani kwenziwani lapha kodwa ke sithi ke ziphuma zishisa in business la sibuka khona ukuthi ke phela ngempela umasipala waseMhlathuze kube nguwona othole nendebe ukuthi ke uyiwona operforma ukudlula bonke lapha kwaZulu Natal. Sinilethela lokho ke nanokuthi sinichazele ke ngapha ngemva kwami ukuthi ngempela kwenzekani kwamasipala. Kwintokozo bakwethu ukuthi ke namhlanje sibe nayo baba umfoka Sithole okungiyena ke uchopho ngaphezulu noma ke ngemva kwa wonke lezi ncanca esithola lapha ngempela zenziwe namhlanje njengoba besike sasho ukuthi ke ezinconywa kakhulu naye minister uProvin Gordhan. Baba Sithole sikubingelele sikwamukele.
Thank you. Ngiyabonga Mr. Nondaba ukuthi unikeze ithuba ukuthi ngikwazi ngivele ngikhulume about the company and the AMA systems that we've put together for various companies including the city of Hlathuze Municipality.
Mhlawumbe usinikeze i-company yakho ukuthi ngempela kuhamba kanjani inkampani eniqale nini isebenza kuphi nalana nisebenzela khona and so on.
Igama le company Hybrid Control Corporation. Hybrid Control was registered in 2009. It's an electrically control systems and telemetry company based khona in city of Hlathuze in Dollar Drive. In Richards Bay. Umakhelwane wakhe impela.
Yeah. Now, lage Richards Bay akusitsheleke sine TOC lana mhlawumbe usinikeze overview ukuthi ngempela TOC le yenzani nanokuthi umsebenzi wawo ubuhle bawo kuyini kithina singama consumers nakumasipala njengabantu abasilethele insiza.
I-TOC ngiyachaza nje ukuthi i-concept that was developed for municipality. It's a technical operational center. So TOC is actually an acronym for Technical Operational Center. What it means, it's a centralized area for control. In a sense that umasipala has got various assets all over, kunama reservoirs, kunama pump station, the sewage plants, and so all that information from those remote systems needs to be brought back into a central location. But there are challenges obviously in so doing, and that's why technology plays a big part into it, because most of these areas, they're located in 20 kilometers away, 50 kilometers away. So you can't run a normal cable in order to get the signals across. In some cases, other people that have got enough capital, what they will do is they will install fiber optic networks in order to bring information closer, but that is a lot more cost intensive. The other option is to utilize a telemetry system. But the telemetry system on its own. A telemetry system is actually a term that refers into bringing data and doing a monitoring in a control environment. And for that, we then utilize equipment such as remote terminal units, radios, and also SCADA. And SCADA is an operator overview. So operator is able to see exactly when zagalani a field in. So if one reservoir as demonstrate and the operator will see okay, the reservoir at this site, levels they are sitting at 50% or they are sitting at 60%. And based on that, actions. In some cases, I start a pump or I stop a pump if there's an overflow. But we've taken that even further, because we've introduced automated pump controls on certain sites, which we're going to have a pleasure with and food equipment that is on those sites.
Angisho umbukeli ngapha ngasekhaya ukuthi ngempela ke ngesonto elizayo sizobe sesibuka ngempela ukuthi ke kwenzekani kuma sites lapha ngaphandle njengoba ke esho umfoka Jobe lapha usithole ukuthi hayibo impela uzosithatha usibeka khona ngempela noko ke kulolu hlelo namhlanje sisafuna ukuthi ke sibuke ngempela ukuthi kwenzekani ngapha. Umfowethu awusitsheleke ususitshelile ngecompany nangama benefits la. Siyakhumbula la uProvin Gordhan uye wakhuluma mhlambe eParliament encoma lapha ucabanga ukuthi kusho ukuthini lokho kinina nakumasipala.
I think if I can start with uMasipala, lokhu kusho ukuthi uMasipala basically usits of Hlathuze, uMasipala or progressive. uMasipala okwazi ukunikeza ama-companies abantu abamnyama ithuba lokuthi ba-showcase ama-skills abo in terms of technology. As a hybrid control, we've been doing work with uMasipala for over 2 years. And obviously from uMinister Parliament ngenkathi emenshina ama-systems or emenshina i-technical operational center noMasipala, which is uMasipala or progressive. Why refer to various systems, but part of those systems are some of the systems that we've been working with. And in those I can mention the water system for monitoring and control. I can mention the sewer system from pump control for sewage, and also the electrical system. And those are the 3 core systems that I will explain to you and give you more detail on. And there are systems that actually form the core of all other systems, basically in terms of reporting, because you need to have a good infrastructure to have a good reporting system.
Okay. Mbukele ngapho ngasekhaya sibonga kakhulu lapha kunsizwa ubaba uJobe, kodwa ke nokho ke ake sithathe idolo siyabuya ke la sizobuka khona ngempela ukuthi nxa leze ngemva kwami sisiphatheleni. Sabuya ngaseyitolo ngempela sibingelele mbukeli mawusanda ukungena lapha ekhaya ubukela uhlelo ziphuma zishisa ngingujabulana kwaZondi ngithi ke hayi ke kwazi kwamntodo ukuba nawe yabona ke sibukile ke ngempela lapha ubaba uVusi Mfoka Sithole esichazela ngempela ukuthi ngempela kuhamba kanjani kungani besebenzisa lezi nqanqa ngempela ukubani basibhekelele ukuthi ngempela izinsiza ziyafika zona ekhaya noko ke baba Sithole awusithatheke manje usikhombisa ngempela ukuthi ke kuhamba kanjani lapha kule mshini yakho mhlawumbe ke sizozwa ukuthi siqala ngakuphi ngiyazi kukhona isikhaweni reservoir Madlanzini nengwelezana mhlawumbe usichazele.
Okay, so if I can just mention lana, this system here gives an overview of the water network. So for uMasipala there are 3 main reservoirs. Njobo Mr. Zondise mentioned there's the Esikhaweni reservoir, Madlanzini, ngwelezana. These are all water treatment plants. So if I have to explode and give a bigger vision of Esikhaweni Reservoir. Esikhaweni Reservoir intake is the Lake Tubu Dam. That's where amanzi aqhamuka khona. Then amanzi bese ngena khona as a water treatment plant. La purifier khona, ensuring ukuthi are safe for drinking purposes. Then ebese pampa from khona la Esikhaweni Reservoir, Esikhaweni water treatment plant. Kunama pump out 4 amakhulu.
Asuka lapha eCubu
eCubu apampe all the way to a forest reservoir.
Nazo.
A forest reservoir, those are the 3 big tanks that are next to highway lapana. We often
kodwa siyabona lapana elinye seli u19%. Mhlawumbe ngakuchaza ukuthi ehliswa yini amanzi kangaka.
Obviously, ukwehla kwamanzi has to do with the consumption and the demand. But the problem ekhona njengamanje nje ukubona lamaphampu etshengisa ukuthi are red. The status njengoba sithi red shows ukuthi amaphampu are stopped.
Okay.
Okwamanje okay there's a strike esikhona by workers in that site. So what it means ukuthi amaphampu awarani. In that case awekho amanzi angenayo ma reservoirs yabo. So obviously azohamba ehla based on ilokhuzana, and if ngiveza i-trend yakhona you can see ukuthi at some point ama levels they were high. So you can see as you scroll down, you can see at this point ama levels they're 92%, which means they're quite high, and then they start coming down up to about 40. So what this system does is give you a representation yokuthi kwenzakalani on those remote reservoirs. Bear in mind ukuthi lama remote reservoirs they are away from a control room. You know, a control room, we want to about 20, 25, 30 kilometers away from us.
Okay.
Then mase Pamba from there here to Evulindlela. Evulindlela nakhona nama reservoirs akhona nama pumps akhona. You can see njengoba manje
amile now futhi le
again because
industrial action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're monitoring all of that. We also monitor the pressure on the line. So we can see the pressure on the line.
Okay.
Why is that important? It's because these pipes have been designed for a certain
amount of
pressure. Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
So if there's a lot more pressure in there, we can actually burst line and cause the damage onto that infrastructure. Also, it gives an indication you would see abantu bawathola yini amanzi down the line because everything is gravity fed.
Lapha ke kwaDube lapha kule phansi esezansi lapha yana lapha kulesa sikhaweni yini le ngaba amanye amapump lawa amakhulu.
Oh no! What this shows is actually the state of a valve. So we talk about electrical automate or actuated valves.
Yeah.
My electrical actuator. So this is giving you an idea. You would see pump valve ivulile noma ivalile.
Okay.
But anything that I would like to show you with regards to the water network is. Some of the projects that we've done for Masipala obviously includes the automation and automating of those water lines.
Yeah.
Because njengoba njengamanje njengoba kune strike ama levels ayehla down. But if you had to take the Pierce Crescent route, now Pierce Crescent ngizoyichaza nakhona as a network.
Right.
So it's kind of split into two because ukona Ingwelezane water treatment plant, a feeder to all these sides.
Ingwelezane and Hillview kanjalo.
Yeah. Bese kuba khona another feed which is the primary feed from Hlathuze water, and Hlathuze water feeds onto these Pierce Crescent tanks.
Yeah.
So these are the reservoirs in an area called Pierce Crescent Empangeni. Then Empangeni bese feeder to Hillview and also to Makazulu and Loftang.
Yeah.
What you notice here is the color and the descriptors in there. So sorry, the actual signals. So lama pump lawa manye lana yabona ukuthi
ayasebenza, yes,
and the other ones are red. So they are in auto.
Okay.
And these ones are also in auto.
Yeah.
What that means is that we are looking at level on these tanks, a Hillview, and we also look at the level on this tank, a Makazulu. So if we're trying to maintain level above a certain set point, so if there was a power failure or whatever reason they are, all we do is pump. We have level sensing equipment. They actually monitors which level ingakanani, and if level is below a threshold, pump automatically starts up.
Okay.
So there's no human interaction call.
So you don't send any person to go and rectify the mistake.
Exactly, because now we have, which as we go into the field, you will see the equipment that we are dealing with. That equipment monitors the actual level in the reservoirs. It's linked into pump control by means of PLCs, which I'll go into detail as we are discussing it. And that then controls the actual stopping and starting of pump.
So ngenxa industrial action again la sithola futhi amaphampa amile laphana,
even though level
aphelele amanzi futhi lapha 20%.
Yes, so if ubheka nje kanjena ama levels they're coming down because abantu bayaqhubeka basebenzisa amanzi along the way.
Yes.
But what is happening here, we still have water in the reservoir because the reservoir has been producing water for the past couple of days. So there's nothing that's actually pumping water to our customers down the line. Whereas in this case, because it's all automated, everything happens seamlessly, and then we're able to maintain levels. If I can actually go into details and then show my levels. You can see levels coming down, you can see levels coming up as well.
Ake mbukele ngapha ngasekhaya ke sithathe idolo nxa sibuya lapho sobe sesikhothuluza ke lapho ngoba sobe sesibuka phela ukuthi ke kwenzekani lapha na kumasiwa nakwezinye ke ingxenye esisazoyibona khona manje. Ake sithathe idolo. ngasekhaya uma usanda ukungena ubukele lona uhlelo ziphuma sishisa sikona KZN TV la sithi khona ke kumntoto kuba nawe yabona ke ngingujabuleni kwaZondi sinayi kubaba uvusi mfoka Sithole la sikhuluma khona indaba ukuthi ke phela hayibo sise Hlathuze la umasipala wakhona ngempela ubika ukuthi ke uwona uphefuma udlula bonke lapha kwaZulu Natal ngakho ke sesithi ka sibheke ke ukuthi ngempela ke ikuphi okunye afisa ubaba uSithole ukusikhombisa kona baba uSithole awusithatheke usibeke lapha phezulu manje ke sibuka ukuthi kuhamba kanjani lapha.
Yeah, basically the system Elena addresses the electrical part of the service delivery.
Yeah.
Because we know the biggest part is electricity as well. So in this case, this substation for Wamaspala, we feed multiple customers like Abo RPCT, bulk storage, IVS, and various other customers along the way. Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So in the end, we have incoming supply, which is 132 kV supply with 132,000 volts that comes from Eskom. It comes through to this substation, and then we're stepping down 132,000 volts into 11,000 volts, which is then where Umaspala then starts supplying our customers with the gas. So this substation is the hydro substation that's feeding our RPCT, bulk storage, and various other feeds. So njoba red kanjena ama status is here. It shows ama breakers that are closed.
Okay.
And then the ones that are green shows breakers that are open, which means there is no supply to those, because like this one is a spare feeder.
Oh, okay.
So in there we're also able to see what are the actual loads. So from a demand point of view, we are able to see what demand yakhona ithini. Njengoba ubona nje amavele eshintsha lana uyasho ukuthi RPCT they are drawing so many amps. Yes, most of the loads on the substation is actually with the RPCT. So we can see loading with kanjani from the substation. The other things that call in a substation, obviously you want to be able to understand what are the alarms in that substation. So you want to get a prior notification if kukhona faults on a substation.
Yeah.
So we've got all these trip alarms that we can pick up from a substation, your 110 volts fairly, cable pressure. All that does is that it gives early warnings to abantu bamaspala ukuthi okay khona problem ekhona kule substation, somebody has to attend to it. Exactly, because for instance if you lose 110 volt supply, then ayikho i-voltage ezokwazi ukuthi kube khona closure or opening or tripping of a breaker. So you need to maintain and monitor that 110 volt supply into it. You check your trip circuit supervision and various other protection that are there. So that is what the system does. And again, we're going to go to that substation and change the infrastructure that we've put there, including wiring and everything else.
Okay.
Then
mbukeli ngapha ngasekhaya njengoba esho ke nje ngesonto elizayo ke sobe sesikhombisa ngempela ukuthi ke ugesi uhamba kanjani unciphe kanjani. Angiyazi ke kahle leyo ngxenye kodwa ke uyasilandisa ke ubaba uSithole. Baba uSithole mhlawumbe sizocela ungakusithathe futhi usibhekise ngapha mhlawumbe la sizobuka khona ezinye zeingxenye zokuthi kuhamba kanjani ngala.
Okay.
Mbukeli wami usabukele lona uhlelo ziphuma sishisa ngingujabulani kwaZondi sikwamasipala ke eMhlathuze ngempela ngize ngikhumbule ubaba wami lapha umholi walo masipala ngempela ubaba uElfas Mfoka Mbatha Moses Mapita man uyabona ke ake sibone ke ubaba uSithole ufisa ukusikhombisa ke manje ukuthi la ku storage khona kuhamba kanjani mhlawumbe ukusichazele ke baba.
All of these is sites that we are monitoring the sewer levels one. So we'll pick up at just one of them, which is MS10, emergency 10. Now emergency 10 we are able to see sample level.
Okay.
So it was changing
sample yini sample.
La isiwa engena khona obviously there's a pit and then there's pumps as well. So lama pump then pumps into la isiwa that eventually ends up going out here corner. So you have an inflow and an outflow on that sewer on that sewer pit.
Yeah.
And in there, we're measuring a level on the sewer feed because you don't want the sewer to overflow. Because if you overflow, that's when abantu start to complain about all the environmental impacts. So, we level right. So
monitor.
yeah, we are able to monitor the levels. In this case, we're actually utilizing ultrasonics.
Okay.
Ultrasonics are level measurement equipment that gives us an indication yoguti sewer levels.
Yeah.
We also put this. Actually, we the control of pumps are in auto, as you can see from P1 and P2. P1 and P2, that's pump 1 and pump 2.
Alright. So pump 1 ubomvu usho ukuthi usamile wona.
Pump 1 njobo ubomvu usamile, pump 2 yarana, but we can even go into trend and then you can see over a period of time. We would see this site be performing kanjani, when did the pump start, when did the pump stop.
Usho ukuthi lana bekade thule aqala la pump.
Yes, because as you can see, that's when the pump started, and then the level came down, and then where the pump stopped, you can see level climbing on. Yeah, well, so that is what, and all this information you'll be able to go back in history, so you can look at a period of about 5 days.
5 days, yes.
Yeah, well, and then you can bring it in, and then you can have a much longer view which that is very important, and this has another system which is a reporting and a historical system, because all in all, once you've put the infrastructure, you need to understand the infrastructure. You need to understand when you need to do like an upgrade or you need to expand. That decision has to be based on the history of what you've been capturing over time. For instance, if the community grows, you know, would say that reservoir was meant for that community, but as it grows,
so
you then have to, but those are not emotional decisions. They are decisions based on the history that you've gathered over time.
Ngiyethemba ke usuzosibonisa ke okuthize kokugcina osusibekele kona.
Yeah, so a system yokugcina, it's the full-on reporting system that we're going to show. So
all right. Ake siyibuke.
The system layer, it's a reporting system. It's actually what we refer to as a SCADA intelligence. What it does is SCADA will give you the real-time information and like a shorter view of what's been happening. Then the historian uses Microsoft SQL, the full-on SQL license, which is a technology that is used to actually store the data and also retrieve the data in a meaningful format. In this case, we can see AMA levels over a period of time. So here, I've actually called out the trend from umhlaka 22 of February until umhlaka 24. And in there, we are able to see with the AMA levels, and that then becomes a reporting system, daily reporting to Masbala, monthly reporting, or even a yearly reporting, so that they can see what are the performance. So you have your minimum flow, your minimum reservoir levels, your maximum, your average for that period, say a month or so. And then from that, they are able to get a good understanding of AMA assets throughout the municipality.
Yeah, sibonga kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho ngenxa isikhathi sekufanele sihambe baba. Baba Sithole, ubaba Sithole ke sizoba naye ngesonto elizayo ngempela lapho sobe sesiphumele khona ngaphandle sesichazela ngempela ukuthi lezi zinto ke zihamba kanjani. Kwanamhlanje sithi ke sibonga kakhulu kwi-crew kaziphuma sishisa nami ngapha ngingujolwana kwazona ngithi ke bekumuntu ukuba nawe nisale kahle emakhaya.